Good evening, everybody, and that is how you give a production team a heart attack in the virtual space. My name is Harry Santo-Olaya, and welcome to my kitchen here in Brooklyn, New York City, once described as the epicenter of this pandemic. Of course, New York City, not my kitchen, just to clarify, but it is a pleasure to be joining you here. I'm gutted we can't all be together under one roof, but alas, it's incredible that so many of you have tuned in. I'm thrilled to be the host tonight. It is the first ever Germanna Community College virtual gala. Obviously, it's the first of its kind, but it's incredible how many hands have made this come together. I'm going to give some shout outs later on. Right now, I'm just doing a little bit of housekeeping. You're going to be watching on this screen for the remainder of the evening, and then hopefully you'll be utilizing your cell phone to get a ton of donations in. There is an incredible silent auction that is open until 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. You're probably wondering, Harry, how can we access the silent auction or make a donation that you're talking about? Well, you just have to scan the QR code that's up there. It's somewhere around this screen. I get the left and right confused in this virtual space. Scan the QR code. It'll take you straight to the GiveYou website. Or some of you will have received a link via text or email, or if you can't use your cell phone and you're not familiar with QR codes, by the way, where have you been for the last 9 months? Then you can, alas, move over to the screen and hit the donate now button and make a donation. But make sure you come straight back to the event, which will be running in the background. Like I said, there are some incredible silent auction items. It closes tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. There is also a chat feature. Please let me know, where are you tuning in from? Who are you watching with? You can only do that, by the way, once you've made a donation. I'm going to try and include as many of you in this show as I possibly can. And also at the end of tonight, you are, of course, invited to the after party. And you can actually see that there is a button at the bottom of the screen that will take you there. Don't press it now. Do not press the button now, okay? I will let you know when to hit that button. It's going to take you to absolutely nowhere if you press it right now. That is for the after party at the end of the event, and there are going to be some fabulous door prizes given away during the after party itself. So you really do not want to miss out. And thank you for all of you for joining tonight. We want to give a big thank you to everyone who is a sponsor, as well as those who have actually purchased individual tickets to attend tonight. It's absolutely incredible that you're here. I'd now like to introduce Dr. Janet Gullickson, of course, president of Germanna.
Good evening. Welcome to Germanna's first ever virtual gala. The purpose of our celebration tonight is truly to celebrate, to gather virtually, as well in the same room, I hope. 50 years of Germanna. Imagine that, 50 years. Some of you weren't even born. Some of you graduated from here decades ago. Some of you are students now or employees now. All of us are tied together by our love for Germanna Community College. Tonight we have several areas that we're going to focus on in terms of what we need a little help with. One is our Gladys P. Todd Academy, the second our Germanna Guarantee program, and the third our Germanna Cares program. You'll be hearing about that throughout the evening. But mostly we want you to raise a glass to cheer and toast 50 years of Germanna. And remember, we have a long ways to go into the future, and we're ready for it. Thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome. Germanna loves you. Thank you for loving us back.
Amazing. Thank you very much to Dr. Gullickson, and of course, a huge shout out. She has been an absolute rock star behind the scenes. Trust me, it's been a pleasure working with you. On behalf of all of Germanna, the foundation would like to thank the following business partners who donate annually to support Germanna students, and that includes Atlantic Builders, Culpeper Wood Preservers, say that 10 times fast, Jefferson Home Builders, Community Bank of the Chesapeake, Rappahannock Electric Cooperative, Stafford Printing, Access Eye, Caldwell Banker Elite, Wells Fargo, the UPS Store. So thank you to all of you. Now let's hear a little more about Germanna from Dr. Gullickson and Bruce Davis.
Welcome, folks. I'm Bruce Davis from the Germanna Educational Foundation. Thank you so much for participating in tonight's 50th virtual gala celebrating the anniversary, the birthday of Germanna Community College. Dr. Gullickson, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty pumped about tonight.
You know, Bruce, I get excited every time I talk about Germanna Community College and our students, because our students are so worthy and needy. You know, sometimes when you think about Germanna having over 7,000 students, you say, what can I possibly do to help 7,000 students? Well, some of our students don't need help, but a lot of them do. And the way I think about it is one student at a time. For example, if you give to our Germanna Guarantees program, which is a scholarship program that helps students pay their bills, you may be paying the bill for the person who is going to discover the cure for cancer. We don't know. One student at a time. Right, Bruce?
It's the way it works. And the Germanna Guarantee Program works marvelously to help students that have a gap in their tuition funding, and so that they don't have to drop courses and go into a third year of community college. Our goal is to get them through to the finish line in 2 years.
Absolutely, and we have other ways to do that too that we hope you think about when you make a donation tonight. In addition to the Germanna Cares program, which is a special program for students who don't have food, maybe don't have diapers, don't have transportation, and don't have other resources that they need to live.
And we've had a huge increase in demand for our Germanna Cares Fund, student emergency funds for rent, utilities. It used to be that I would sign maybe 2 or 3 Germanna Cares checks a month for student emergencies, and now it's 6 or 8 times that. So they need help.
They do need help, and we need your help to help them. Another area that we're emphasizing tonight is our Gladys P. Todd Academy. That is an amazing program for first-generation students, students who maybe didn't have anyone in their family ever go to college or even graduate from high school. This program allows students to both graduate from high school and college at the same time, usually by the time they're 18 years old. They often go on to the best and brightest colleges in the country, and every one of the graduates has been accepted at a 4-year university.
Yale, William and Mary,
Princeton.
VCU, yep, it's impressive.
Nobody at South Dakota State, though.
No.
Yet.
Nobody at Michigan State either.
Yet.
That being said, the Gladys Todd Academy is a very expensive program to run. It was started with seed money from Doris Buffett. She gave us $2 million to get the airplane off the runway. We did that. Now it's flying, and we've got to keep fuel in the tank. So we need your help to continue this program and grow it.
You're going to have many opportunities throughout the evening to donate to Germanna. I just want you to keep in mind that one student, the student who may discover the cure for cancer or may fix your plumbing when it's broken. Regardless of the student, every student at Germanna is worthy of graduation, completion, and a good life next to you in our communities.
We need your help. We live in the nicest region of Virginia, and we want to keep it that way. So please enjoy yourself tonight, have fun, enjoy the entertainment, and give. Thank you.
Don't forget the paddle raise. That's my favorite part.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Dr. Gullickson, and of course, Bruce Davis. I am back in my third outfit change nonetheless. I am like the Mariah Carey of the virtual fundraising space. Every cloud has a silver lining, and the COVID cloud silver lining is you get to wear multiple outfits in the virtual space. Why not? Let's keep that chat feature nice and active. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I can see some donations and some bids are coming in strong, which is absolutely awesome. The sponsors that give so generously to Germanna are absolutely everything. So it's vital that I highlight them throughout this evening. So first off, thanks to the success sponsors, which are now being presented on the screen. There was an overwhelming amount of success sponsors this year, which is absolutely incredible. Germanna is so grateful. Also, I'd like to include in that list Nicholas Jones and Co. PLC. That's a success sponsors. I'd also like to thank the access sponsors, which is now being shown on the screen, which also includes Ambassador Pamela Bridgewater too. We simply couldn't raise the money we have to without the sponsors, and we certainly wouldn't have raised what we already have so far without each of you. So thank you. They are leading from the front. By the way, that's a nice little segue. Why wouldn't you make a donation already now? Like I said, scan the QR code, hit the link, hit the donate now button, make a donation, make a bid, sit back, relax with a cup of tea or a glass of wine. That's what tonight is all about. Now, let's hear about the Germanna Guarantee Fund, which fills a tuition gap for the students, preventing students from dropping out.
When Erica Ruth's husband was laid off, the Germanna Guarantee Program allowed her to finish her nursing degree.
This was not only a defining moment in my life, but it continues to be for all of the patients that have just as much an impact on me as I do on them.
In 1989, when my wife Sandy and I moved here to work at Freeman Beverage Company, I was impressed with how many employees there either went to Germanna, or their spouse did, or they had a son or daughter who did. And one day when I happened to meet the president of Germanna at the time, Dr. Turnage, I knew that I wanted to get involved. So I've been involved with Germanna for 26, 27 years, I don't even remember. But the important thing is the things that we've accomplished in all those years. There's the Germanna Guarantee Fund, which is a gap funding program for students who are just short on tuition money so that they can complete their studies in 2 years instead of 3 or 4. These students may have speed bumps that you and I have never had to deal with, and the slightest little thing can put them off track and delay the completion of their education. The Germanna Guarantee Program prevents that, and it prevents it very well. There's a few people that are responsible for that in a large, significant way. Dr. Frank Turnage started the program when he was the president of the college 26 years ago, along with Joe and Linda Daniel, who have been the largest supporters of the program ever, and his son Josh Daniel, who is very involved with it now. So we need to thank all those wonderful people for their engagement. And we want to thank you for what you've done for Germanna Guarantee and encourage you to continue. Thank you.
Such amazing work the Germanna Guarantee Program is doing. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to quickly whip over to the chat feature. I can see that Merrill Clark from Mineral, Virginia, sorry, mispronounced that. Wendy and Sarah representing Dr. Yum Project. Apparently they are big supporters, and they love their partnership with Germanna. Don't we all? I'm absolutely loving. It's kind of the silver lining to the dark COVID cloud, right? Everyone being able to tune in from all over the place, all different states. It could even be different countries, just to support Germanna. I think that's absolutely wonderful. I'd like to take this time to thank the community sponsors now shown on the screen. A big thank you to each and every one of you for your support and generous donations to Germanna. And our next set of sponsors that we'd like to thank are the impact sponsors, who have also been absolute game changers to Germanna. It's honestly, it is so much appreciated, especially right now. The one thing that's been made very clear to me, and all of the time we've spent building the event and the rehearsals, everything, is they really want to make it very clear to the sponsors that they are eternally grateful for all the support, the generosity, the finance, and the time you give. It is so well received. The Germanna Cares program provides for students basic needs, including things like food, transportation, technology, essentials, things like this. It couldn't be more relevant than right now. So let's hear a little more about the Germanna Cares program right now.
My name is Taylor Landry. I'm the Care Program Specialist here at Germanna Community College. At Germanna, we know that when students are facing hardships in their personal lives, challenges that are difficult to overcome, it makes it hard for them to focus on academics and reaching the goals that they've set for themselves in school and in their careers. So we developed care programs in order to help our students with all of the things that can happen outside of class so that they can focus on what's happening inside class. We have food assistance programs, emergency funds, gas cards, help with technology, and we connect students to different resources throughout our community. At Germanna, we know that sometimes there are crises that students face and challenges that they overcome in their personal lives that make it harder for them to be successful in class. So we developed care programs so that we can help students get the resources they need so that they can stay focused on their academic goals. During the fall semester, I got an email from a student saying that he was in distress. He said that his family was facing a major crisis and he wasn't sure how he was going to pay for some of his basic needs. When I called him, what I found out was his entire family had gotten infected with COVID at a church gathering, and his mom had been in the ICU for weeks. Unfortunately, she passed away. And as his family was grieving, his dad wasn't able to get himself up every day and go to work. So this student, who's only 19 years old, was the sole source of income for his family. As they processed the loss of his mom, he was having a hard time making sure that the bills were getting paid. And on top of all of this, he was maintaining a 4.0 GPA. We were able to get him emergency funds so that his lights could stay on. He didn't have to worry about making sure that rent was paid. And because of that, he was able to be successful during the fall semester and is enrolled in his final semester at Germanna right now. He'll be graduating in May.
As a history professor, much of the work that I do with students in the classroom centers on the notion of the human experience. And when I was asked to reflect on what Germanna Cares means to faculty and staff and students in our community, my mind immediately turned to several experiences that I've had just in the last couple of semesters. The first experience that came to my mind was the food bank and the food drives that we've held at Germanna. I can think of a particular instance where I had volunteered, was working, and putting out supplies and those types of things, and a student came up to the person who was at the welcome desk, if you will, and the student's first comment was essentially, "I'm not actually a student at Germanna." And I remember the person saying something to the effect of, "Well, you could be one day, so come on in and take a look at what you need." And I thought to myself, imagine working at a place, or think of another college, if you could, that considers people part of the Germanna community even before they take those first steps to become part of the Germanna community and serving those prospective students, but really just members of our community. I mean, that to me speaks to Germanna Community College, but it also speaks specifically to Germanna Cares. Again, when I think about Germanna Cares, I think about the human experience and the experiences that I've had, that I've seen my students have, and the benefits that we've all received from what Germanna Cares can do.
I mean, it's pretty evident how passionate the staff and the faculty are about the students and Germanna. So please get those donations coming in. We've got the appeal in just a little bit, but why not give now? You might as well save yourself some time later on, or you can give more than once. You can give as many times as you want. I promise you, it's going to feel good. You can see how much it means to the whole staff and faculty. I mean, I'm on my 5th outfit change. That's what I'm trying to get done. The more astute of you will have identified that this is a little checkered pattern tonight. That's a nice little number. What's next? We just don't know. But the next sponsor that I would like to thank is the equity sponsor. And that should be presented on the screen now. Ed and Kathy, thank you for your generous donation to Germanna. Your generosity is, honestly, it is massively, massively appreciated. Going to college is, of course, a very, very daunting job. It's a huge uphill battle for many people. They just don't teach you about matriculation, about accreditation in high school classes. Many of us were very fortunate and had parents to guide us through the higher education maze. It really is a maze for many people. It's a massive, massive barrier to entry. But the Gladys P. Todd Academy students are first in their family to go to college. And just stress that again. The Gladys P. Todd Academy students are the very first in their family to go to college. And we know the stats on how vital that is for the generations to come after them. And they do it while they are still juniors at high school. Let's learn a little bit more from them and the dual enrollment coordinator, Miss Luana Burnett.
I would love to, after this, go to either Howard or Princeton. Those are my 2 big places, and major in chemistry, and then come back down here and go to med school, and then wherever that takes me. What this means to me and my family, it's everything. I would technically be a first-gen college student, and so for me starting now, it's putting me out there early and giving me these connections that I need to move forward in life. There's so many benefits of this program, and I would say not everyone has the ability to pay for college outright, even through student loans, grants, and stuff like that. This program gives kids a chance, and everyone deserves a chance, you know. With this program and donating to it to keep it alive, it keeps many more kids, first-gen students or any student at all, it keeps their hopes up. It gives them a little bit more of a brighter future than they might have imagined before they knew about this program at all.
This means a lot to my family because majority of my family, they all did not go to college. Majority of them went to the military, which is still good, but none of them actually went to college, especially my mom. And it's really important for both of us because she's a single mom. She's been really supportive. She's helped me all along the way. She makes sure that I take care of myself. We work through stuff together if I'm confused. She has been my #1 supporter. She feels like she in this with me. We're in this together. That's my best friend. And this program is been so helpful. It helped me change a lot, and I've learned so much from this program. So much. I've grown a lot from when I first came in here. People should support this program because it's so important. I absolutely love the opportunity that I'm given to be able to do both. I've tried AP, IB classes. It just wasn't for me. And I feel like this actually gives us a chance to actually feel what college is like, because a lot of students don't even get the opportunity to actually know they're just kind of thrown in there. In high school, love high school, but it doesn't give us like the push, or it doesn't really actually prepare us for college. Like this has helped me grow so much. Like I have better study skills. Like this program has helped me grow to become a better person all around.
We're not going to let the next generation continue to move forward in a state of hopelessness. We are helping to position them into greatness that they don't even see that they have. And I love that part about working with this program. I love when I see students who don't normally smile get off the bus and they're smiling and they're happy to be here in the morning. They're able to connect to other people who look like them, who are in similar situations like them. And they know that there's a possibility that it doesn't always have to be this way, and that things can change, things can get better. We believe in you. Germanna believes in you. People that you don't even see every day believe in you, and they're willing to invest in you. Invest money, invest time, invest resources, invest prayers. Like there's things that they don't even understand are happening outside of the classroom to make sure that they have every tool, every resource, every advantage that we can afford to them to make sure that they are successful and they can be everything that they have been created to be, everything that they were born into the world to be. I love being a part of that. I love being a person who can say, even if no one else tells you that you are awesome, you're awesome. You're great. You have value. You have worth. There's a reason for you being here. And I love being part of a program that can do that for these students.
All right, we are at the crunch time of the event, everybody. And before we go into the appeal, I want to give some shout out to those who took the time to get going in the chat feature and to make some donations. So Nancy Turnage and the Turnage family community sponsor. So grateful you're tuned in. Judy, Frederick, and Jennifer Gentry from Virginia Foundation for the Community College Education. Robert McBride. Believe it or not, I had a science teacher called Robert McBride. I'm assuming it's a different Robert McBride, saying this event rocks. Thank you very much. We love to hear that. Thank you, Robert. Keep the donations flooding in. We're now at the appeal. This is the part where we need absolutely everybody to do their bit. There is a totalizer. It's going to let everyone know how much has been raised. We can see that it is, of course, it's up and running. We've got Yan Yong, we've got Donna Staton, we've got Matthew coming in, Laurie, Todd, Misty, Martha, Laura, Brenda. All of you are giving. Someone called Anonymous, which is quite an interesting name as well. People are donating. That's fantastic. Again, the way we donate is via the cell phone. Try not to use the donate now button, but that is the last resort. So you can either scan the QR code or follow the link, and that will take you to the Givergy fundraising platform. And don't wait for a level to give, just start giving. It's now time to highlight our future sponsors. And of course, I'm going to start with Bruce and Sandy Davis. As you heard earlier, Bruce and his wife Sandy have been involved with Germanna for many decades. Bruce is currently the special assistant to the Germanna president for advancement and the executive director of the Educational Foundation. Thank you for being a future sponsor tonight, Bruce and Sandy. It's and just a personal shout out to Bruce as well. He, along with Dr. Gullickson, have been absolute rock stars. And with Jessica and the team, like everyone behind the scenes have just been incredible from Germanna. So thank you so much. Thank you, Bruce and Sandy, for being future sponsors. Another future sponsor is Green Chip Recycling. Green Chip Recycling is new to the region. Welcome, Green Chip Recycling, new to the region and incredibly excited to get involved in the community. Green Chip is dedicated to responsible recycling practices and efficient electronic life cycle management. So thank you to Green Chip for being a future sponsor. On behalf of Germanna and on behalf of humanity, thank you for caring enough to try and provide a greener way to move forward. And hopefully this planet will survive another century. Don't forget, you should be donating. Don't just listen to me and watch me. Pick up your cell phone and scan the QR code or follow the link, make a donation. At this point, I'm just calling out thank yous to sponsors. I'm going to talk you through a little bit more about how the money's being spent. It's so vital. We're looking for 100% participation, okay? There are hundreds of you tuned in. I want to see donations flooding in thick and fast, like Joe and Connie. Thank you so, so much. Mark Haynes has the right idea. He says, yes, Harry, I get it. I'm going to make a donation. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to enjoy the rest of the show. So thank you so, so much. Meanwhile, I'm going to give a shout out to Greg Gullickson as well. Greg is a chartered financial analyst and a shareholder and director of Rice, Hurd and Bigelow. Rice, Hurd and Bigelow offers trustee services for clients' investments, estate plans, and tax matters, along with his sister, of course, Germanna's very own president, Dr. Janet Gullickson. He has established the Dorothy and Charles Gullickson Fund at the Germanna Educational Foundation. Thank you to Greg for his incredible generosity over the years. Germanna is incredibly grateful for your support, of course. And another sponsor I'd like to give a shout out to, another future sponsor, is Kenneth C. Frazier, who is a new donor to Germanna, who was actually inspired by another Germanna Educational Foundation board member to support the students at this very event. So thank you very much, Mr. Frazier. Welcome to the donor party as well. And if you're sat with Mr. Frazier right now and there happens to be a bottle of champagne handy nearby, why not just peel off the top and just spray that champagne everywhere? You know, really let him have it. I'm only joking. Don't do that. I don't want to get sued. But I do want everyone to celebrate in these donations. As and when you make a donation, give a high five to everyone else and make sure that they are also donating in the room. I want 100% participation, not 100% of the households, everyone within the household as well. I'm assuming you're not watching this alone. So make a donation, tell your friends and family that you've done so, bask in the glory, enjoy that feeling of altruism, and then make sure everyone gives too. Okay. The next three sponsors I would like to highlight are the founding sponsors. So Adam and Rhonda Freed, very generous supporters of Germanna with both time and financial support. And actually in 2019 and 2020, Atlantic Builders, the Freed's company, and their generous vendor, Trade Partners, sold 2 homes and donated all the proceeds to fund scholarships for workforce and other students at Germanna. I'm going to repeat that. They sold 2 homes and gave all the proceeds, donated all of the proceeds to fund scholarships. I mean, there really are good people out there. It's hard to believe when you turn on the news, but that is absolutely incredible. So thank you. Rhonda is a very, very active member of the Germanna Community College Educational Foundation. So a huge shout out to Adam and Rhonda. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Barbara J. Freed, Adam and Rhonda learned obviously firsthand from the absolute best about philanthropy and supporting the community from Adam's mother, Barbara J. Freed, after whom the Barbara J. Freed Center is, of course, named in Stafford. Freed Companies, Inc. developed many neighborhoods in the area. As an attorney and a philanthropist, Freed fought for access to education for people with disabilities, inspired by her son, John. Barbara and Mark Freed also founded Innisfree Village, a residential community for adults with adults that are suffering from disabilities. So thank you so much to more or less the full Freed clan. Adam and Rhonda, thank you so much. It's incredible. So the final founding sponsor that I'd like to call out is to Mary Washington Healthcare. Mary Washington Healthcare is a beacon of hope for the Germanna region, and is always there when students need their support, carers, and scholarships. Mary Washington Healthcare has hired also thousands of Germanna nursing and other program graduates over the years. So really sort of taking the process through to fruition, providing jobs, and that is absolutely incredible, seeing it go all the way through the circle. That whole life cycle is fantastic. So thank you for contributing to this event and also providing future support as well. So thank you for being a founding sponsor. It's absolutely incredible. That's a shout out to Mary Washington Healthcare. And more importantly, right now, given the last 9 months, thank you for working tirelessly to support the health of the region on the front lines, you know, in the fight against COVID. It's almost, I can't believe it's been as long as it has, 10, 11 months now we've been going through this. So thank you to Mary Washington Healthcare, right on the front line, in the trenches against this horrific pandemic. Thank you so much. So it is an absolute honor now to recognize the event sponsor, Joe and Dr. Linda Daniel, supporters of Germanna, Culpeper community advocates, founders of the Germanna Guarantee Fund, business owner Joe Daniel and his partner, Dr. Linda Daniel, a retired radiologist, along with their son, Josh Daniel, his partner, Pam Glasscock, and the team Culpeper Wood Preservers. Again, try saying that one 10 times over super fast. Culpeper Wood Preservers and Jefferson Home Builders have helped thousands and thousands of students get to the finish line. And that is what this is all about. So while I'm jibber-jabbering away, I'm hoping you're donating right now. I'm going to pop over to the totalizer very shortly just to see where we're at. But Joe received an honorary associate degree from Germanna Community College in recognition of his passion for community college. And Pam serves on the Educational Foundation board. So thank you to Joe. Thank you to Dr. Linda Daniel for your support of Germanna. And let's see where we're at in that totalizer. $113,000 already, $138,000 already coming in. Denise, Tally, thank you so much. Comcast, lovely. Gregory, thank you very much. Alicia, $25,000 from Mary Washington Healthcare. Fantastic. Keep those donations flooding in. Absolutely vital that everyone makes a donation, whether it's $25, $25,000. I want to see how much we can get tonight. And then you can go through to the after party, where I'm being told there is an incredibly exciting announcement to make. But if my jibber-jabbering hasn't been too much for you, let's remind ourselves why we're donating tonight.
The young man and his long walk, our person of the week.
Gordon Wayne was homeless when he attended Germanna Community College, and with great support from our extraordinary faculty and staff and food from our Germanna Cares program, Gordon has gone further than some may have thought possible and earned himself a full scholarship to his dream school, Boston College. Gordon wanted to help other homeless people, so in the fall of 2020, he walked over 550 miles from Virginia to Boston to raise money.
Every time I want to quit, I just think about the people I'm doing this for.
It doesn't surprise us at all that Gordon Wayne, former Germanna student, was ABC's Person of the Week.
I hope I can inspire people to keep walking, keep taking that extra step, even when it hurts, even when it's hard, even when you don't want to. There's no other choice. You have to keep going if you want to achieve what you want in life.
All right, I am back. with some incredible news. The Daniels themselves have actually just donated $150,000, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is an amazing, amazing gift. I'm also delighted to announce that there is a $100,000 match of all donations that are going to be coming in from this moment forward. So if you can think about a perfect investment, it would probably be one that you put your money in and overnight, there it is, it's doubled. Well, that's what's happening right now. So if you throw $500 in, it's $1,000 towards Germanna. So get going. $50,000 funds entire associate degrees for the first 2 years of their bachelor's degrees for 5 students. So that's the first 2 years of their bachelor's degree for 5 students at $50,000. Just imagine the lives you're changing. At $50,000 for 2 whole years, you are funding life-changing degrees for 5 students. Absolutely incredible. $35,000 buys 1,000 tanks of gas for healthcare and nursing students to travel to clinics. That's staggering. 35 grand will buy 1,000 tanks of gas. Think about the productivity that comes from that and the way in which that is helping them. The healthcare and nursing students travel to and from clinics. It's so vital we keep this funding going. At $25,000, that will close the gap in paying for tuition for more than 30 students, preventing them from dropping out, which is so important. We can't have them dropping out. It's so vital we give them the support they need. We need to close that gap now more than ever. Honestly, if nothing else, we've learned that this pandemic has made that gulf between the haves and the have-nots, sadly, even further apart. So Germanna needs your support now more than ever, far more than ever. I wish we were together under one roof and I could be bouncing around the tables and we could all be celebrating together and raising money and hands up and all the rest of it. And there'd be a collective sort of, energy. There would be a veracity. It'd be so good. Sadly, we are all in separate places right now, but I need you to dig in, do your bit, and if you can, give again. Why not? Text a friend, send them the link. We're at the $10,000, which provides diapers for 285 Germanna babies who will follow in their dad's footsteps. That's $10,000. At $5,000, that assures a year of tuition and fees at Germanna. That could actually be that could change someone's life at $5,000. Okay, so at $2,500, you will be equipping 5 students with computers. Again, now more than ever, we need those computers. Let me let me know who's donating, where we're at in the WhatsApp feed. I'm going to head over to the totalizer. We're at $475,000. Do you see that, New York City? $475,000. That is how Germanna operates. I love this community. Thank you to Edwin, to Wendell, to Michelle. Oh, unbelievable. Of course, to Joe and Linda Daniel. Keep these donations flooding in. Let's get to that $500,000 mark. Come on, let's get those donations in. Where was I at? $1,500. That furnishes textbooks for a student for a whole year. Cover those horrible expenses that we all moan about when we're at college. Those dreaded textbooks, just cover it. Make it a stress-free sort of experience for these students. Once they've got into college, then they get burdened with these additional add-ons. Cover that. Make life easier for them. Get them right in place to have a successful venture. At $1,000, that delivers grocery staples to 10 students, and $500, that outfits a plumbing apprentice with tools. Again, another game-changing, life-changing opportunity that at $500. $500! That's like a cappuccino here in New York City. $500. Just dig in and give it. I promise you, it's going to tap into that little altruistic element that's inside each and every one of us. It's going to make you feel good. I really mean that. Amazon does not need another dollar of your hard-earned money. We've all been buying useless tat while we've been at home in lockdown. Forget it. Donate to Germanna. I promise you, it is going to such an incredible organization that is doing so much with it. At $250, that provides gas or transportation assistance for 10 students to travel to work or to school. It provides Wi-Fi hotspots. You can purchase basic school supplies for a year at $100. Think about that, just $100. $100. That's like an hour's parking. $100. Just give $100 and purchase basic school supplies for a whole year. $50 supplies, health and hygiene supplies for 2 months. Goodness me, let's check in. Let's see where we're at in the totalize. We got $476,000. Come on, someone can throw in a nice chunk of change at the end there and get us to the $500,000 mark. Get it over the line. Whilst you continue with the appeal, I'm going to give a couple of shout outs for the 2 silent auction items I want to highlight right now. Number 1, the Fredericksburg Nats baseball experience, an exclusive tour and on-field batting practice for 25 minutes and 4 tickets to an upcoming game, which is more, that's like a price, that's America's game. Baseball, come on, it's like, some of you are probably wondering what baseball is. It's like cricket. I know there's a lot of cricket fans in the Germanna community. It's like America's equivalent to cricket. That's what baseball is. But believe it or not, it's actually faster than cricket. You will have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go on the field. You'll have batting practice for 25 minutes and 4 tickets to an upcoming game. Get on that silent auction. The other one I want to highlight is an offshore fishing trip, which is the ultimate offshore saltwater fishing experience, including an exclusive private use of an offshore fishing vessel and crew for you and 5 guests. So think about the economies of scale there. Bid on behalf of everyone. Take the glory, of course, in the auction, and then just invoice your friends. Easy, easy peasy. But if you're feeling generous, why not just buy them all a celebration? It is the ultimate offshore saltwater fishing experience. It is an offshore fishing vessel and crew for you and 5 guests for 4 hours, anytime within the next 36 months. So plenty of time there. Every single dollar goes to the students, of course. And where are we at? Still at $476,000, which is not to be sniffed at. So I do not want to outstay my welcome. It has been an incredible night. It's been amazing to be a part of it. We've raised a huge amount of money. The silent auction, of course, will continue. It will continue until 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so 10 p.m. Eastern, bid with ferocity with your friends. Have fun with it. Like I said, pay above the odds. Why not? You get something for it and you're donating to Germanna, okay? The silent auction will be open until 10 p.m. You will also be notified if you win at the end. You should be getting links as well to let you know if you've been outbid. This would not have happened if it wasn't for each of you and your generous donations. So thank you. It's absolutely incredible to see how you as a community have come together and made the best of this really trying situation. Trust me, I mean, I did not know 11 months ago I'd be operating a fundraising event from my kitchen, but here we are, and look how you have responded. We would love to give a special thank you to the Frank and Nancy Turnage Legacy Society. The Frank and Nancy Turnage Legacy Society honors individuals who have included the Germanna Community College Educational Foundation in their estate planning. So a planned gift which will help to ensure that the college will have resources to provide quality education for future generations. So a huge round of applause for all of the charter members. So that's Dr. Frank and Nancy Turnage, Robert McDonald, Robert McDonald, Dr. Janet Gullickson and Bobby Farmer, William and Susan Thomas, Darla and Ollie Burton, Bruce and Sandra Davis, of course, Joe and Linda Daniel, superstars this evening. Thank you so much. The foundation is ready to assist you with planning similar gifts and to help you join this group of exceptional individuals who have committed to investing in the future of Germanna. Become a chartered member during the 50th anniversary. This is such a good year to do it. 50 years of this incredible organization, and receive a special token of the college's gratitude. A planned gift of any size have a lasting impact on the next 50 years. Let's fund the next 50 years. It's incredible that we're celebrating this the first 50 years. Let's fund the next 50. And at the end of the event, not quite yet, we're nearly there. At the end of this, click on the Join the After Party button below, because that is where the door prizes will be announced. And I would also definitely not miss this one, because we have found out from Bruce that Dr. Gullickson actually has a super important and incredibly special announcement to make. So you do not want to miss out on that. It has been an absolute honor to serve as your first ever virtual fundraising host. I wish we were all together under one roof, but it is very clear, even from here, that the Germanna is a community of people that are passionate about their students, and the future of Germanna is so bright. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so thrilled to have been here. Let's close out tonight with a message from, of course, Dr. Gullickson.
Welcome back. We end the night the way we started, with gratitudes and grateful hearts for all that you have done for Germanna over the last 50 years, for our Germanna Guarantees program, for our Gladys P. Todd Academy, and for our Germanna Cares program. You see, it's all just one student at a time, one unique, full of potential human being who may live on your street or go to your church, or maybe even your own child. That's how Germanna does its work. Everyone's unique, and everyone's worthy of a heart and love from Germanna. Let me talk just a minute about the next 50 years. We aren't sitting back on our laurels, even though we are the fastest growing community college in Virginia and have been for the last 3 years. No, we're looking ahead. We're saying, what kind of college do we want to be? What will our students and communities ask for of us? What will our employers ask from us? And we have big plans. Just one little insight. In January 2022, we're rolling out a digitally transformed community college. A community college that allows students to go to school in their living rooms, in their slippers, or in the classrooms at Germanna. The other thing I can't wait to have you see with me is the Dr. Frank and Nancy Turnage Health Sciences building. You're going to love it. It's going to have a Robert C. O'Neill clinic, and it's going to have a lot of opportunities for our health technology students to learn to care for you and for me. Thank you for the evening. Give yourself a pat on the back or a squeeze of the arm, because without you, this evening would not have been a success. Have a good night.
We want to thank you. We want to thank you. We want to thank you. Stop. Germanna time. We want to thank you. 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 We want to thank you.